Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. That's my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm back doing a review of MTV Catfish, y'all. Season 8, episode 26, the episode of Scooba and Renae. Alright, before I jump into the video, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how you all feel about this episode. Tell me how you all feel about the review. And let's get right into it. I want to appreciate everyone. I want to thank everyone who has been watching my Catfish reviews. It has been my #1 most viewed reviews show on my channel. So I appreciate everyone to make Catfish the popular review show on my channel. And I like everyone who's been stopping by, making comments, who's subscribing, even people who on the show who look at my Catfish and respond on the chat. So love it. I love every minute one of it, and I appreciate everyone who supported my channel so far. Alright, let's jump right into it, y'all. So Scooba, he was 17 years old, and he was on this app called IMVU. I don't know what that app is. I never heard of that app. All I know is a virtual simulation kind of game where you create avatars and you have real life situations talking with another avatar and y'all talk and everything. It's kind of like a Sims, but it's more 3D and everything. And they talked for a while, and after a while they was talking on that IMVU. They went to Kick, and another social media app that I haven't been using like that, but I know what that is. It's still around now, but it's not as popular as it was before. And they been talking on Kick. They never talked on the phone. But yes, he's in a relationship with her. They in love and stuff, and it's nice. And then they even got paid in a game to get married together. But that's in the IMVU. They're not really married. I would say, oh, y'all get married like that already? So they were talking for a while, and then all of a sudden the brother got involved and said, "Don't mess with my sister." Yada yada. You know, the typical protective brother. And then the father got involved. I said, "How the father know you're kicking them and stuff? What's going on? The father as well?" And he talked to her, and ever since then it just got weird, and she just ghosted him. Now all this time passed. Not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3 months, but 5 years later. It's been 6 years after, or 5 years, 6 years later, she reached back to him. And he said, "Oh my God, Scooba, how you doing? My name is Renae. Do you remember me? How you doing?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I remember you. I've been thinking about you and everything. You think about me? Yes, I've been thinking about you and stuff. I miss you. How you going? All stuff." So they got reconnected again, like nothing had been passed. Like it was never been like 5 years past already since they had been initially talking. And then she just came back out of nowhere and just acted everything is all good and dandy. Okay, she said, "I was trying to reach you and everything. I just feel so bad that my action did this to me and my actions did that to you. So I was trying to reach you, but I couldn't get a hold of you and Kick and everything." And yes, he deleted his Kick, and he just to continue his IMVU profile and his avatar and stuff. So he wasn't on that anymore. While at that, he said it was escapism for even doing that stuff because he had a lot on his plate. 23 years old, being a caretaker to his mom, who's in a mental illness, and father's not around as much. So it's a lot on him to be so young, and he want to live life and everything. He's not a bad looking guy and all that stuff. So he just have a hard time, and I guess that's just like his escape. So he falls hard for somebody he can make connections with. His mom said that. She said he does fall hard for someone easily who he make a connection with. And that's what it was. Since you never really know who each other is, because y'all use a virtual avatar, so he could be somebody, she could be somebody else. You don't even know. You just connecting with the person y'all created, and y'all just talking and make a connection from there. It's just they've been talking for a long time on Kick and all that stuff for 5 something years. That's crazy. So after she came back in the picture and stuff, it was that. So it was kind of weird. So he wanted to get help and see if this is continue further. What's going on? Let's see who she is and help me. But they didn't really have much information. But they did mention that how she has a Facebook page, but the Facebook page only have him listed as a friend only. I said that's kind of weird. That is definitely kind of weird. When you have Facebook, you should have at least more than one friends. Like, come on now, just only him as a friend. That's like a red flag. And he looked at, he saw it, he said it too. That's kind of weird to me that I'm on the only friend on her page. So it was suspicious to him. So that's why he wanted to help. That he should continue or not. So that's that. So they ain't really have much information. So Neve is here, Kamie said, listen, if you got anything else, send me it. We go try and see, and let's help see go from there. So they did a photo search. The first picture, because usually they take different pictures and they don't show up. But the first picture they came up with, it was a match. They saw the link and everything, and it came up to an Instagram page to a name named Acacia. Acacia, all right. And I was like, oh, Acacia. So she got like 2.7 million followers. I said, oh, that's a lot. I got like 500 something followers on Instagram. I think I'm nowhere near her, way off from her numbers. And legit, nice, beautiful woman. She got 2 kids. It's a legit profile. She got a blue check on her name, so she's is verified by Instagram that that's legitly her. And that's that. So he'll need message Kasia and see if she can give some insight. Does she even know what's going on and stuff? And does she even aware that people are using her pictures? Most likely she probably do are aware that somebody is using her pictures. Alright, so then it was on the Facebook page. And not really much on the Facebook page. It was just her picture, the picture that the person was using, and just his as a friend list, and that's it. Not much activity. But Neve caught something on the URL. On the Facebook URL page, it listed your real name. The name that you use to sign up to Facebook is connects to your URL name on your Facebook. So even if you do change your name on the Facebook page app, like change your name, your URL name stays the same. Unless you create a whole new profile with a different name on stuff, and that's that. But once you use that profile and you change your name on the app, that URL stay the same. So they look at it, it was like a Tiana Smith, and they said, did he not even realize that? Like she using Renae, but the name would say Tiana Smith. And apparently this person lives in the United Kingdom, England. So Bushbury, Wolverhampton, United Kingdom. So they said, let's search for Tiana Smith in that area. They searched, and they came up with a match. And they saw that Tiana Smith was an older woman. So they was like, oh. So was he talking to an older woman all this time? Maybe she was a grown adult when she was talking to a 17 years old. Realized that was too crazy, too pedophile-ish. So she had to stop talking to him until he get of age, and then she came back to talk to him. So she was a really older woman before she started talking to him. All right, maybe that was a theory they came up with. So they looked at that on stuff, and they said, listen, we gotta get him up to speed. So they go him up to speed. They talk to him and they tell him everything, and he feel bummed out a little bit that how while he realized that she was using a different picture, and the Facebook page came up to a Tiana Smith. He did not even know that. He didn't even pay attention to that because he always used the app, and the app just shows the URL on the thing. So he basically uses the Facebook name on his phone instead of going to the website on the computer. So he didn't catch on that the name was different. So they called on that. So they said, listen, we need to talk to this or message Renae, because we don't have much information. We didn't much. So we need to get some things out of her. So we're going to do further investigation. Maybe more at that time, Acacia responded back. And she got online. She's a beautiful woman, everything. And she said, yeah, she been waiting to get on. She knows she a big fan of Catfish. She was waiting to get on so she could get help and everything, because she know herself that people has been using her pictures for a while now, for like over 10 something years. I said, wow, you must be a popular, beautiful face girl that is gonna comment that everybody will gravitate to that picture. So using her pictures like no tomorrow. She said it started on Tumblr, and on Tumblr it just like her thing just went out there. It just started spreading so fast and everything. And it was all over the place, different profiles and social media accounts. So she said, she mentioned one time that her father sat down and looked at Facebook and realized it was like over 500 pages created was using her pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, Acacia. See, that's the time I really don't really care about being so. Yes, I know my YouTube platform, but to be that popular and people could use their pictures to catfish people, and people contacting you and you don't even know what's going on, if it's so weird, and it's like, that's like crazy. Right to me. So she's told them and everything that it's not her. She don't know no Renee. She don't know a Scuba. None of that. She don't know. She's sorry that this happened to him and everything. And she had people contacted her on, I think, DMs or something like that, Instagram. And she said, like, we have been talking on Cake. Do you remember me in 2013, 2014 and thing? God, she said, I don't even got time to be even interact with a lot of people. I know. I don't remember that. So it's possible because somebody be using my pictures. So she left. And then they said, listen, we got to talk to this Renee. We got to get information out of her. So Luke's, Kamie say, listen, let's lube her up first. Don't even go straight to the kill because you were scared off. But just ask her a simple question: are you still in UK? Because at the time when they first talked to her, she was like, no, I'm at work. Give me an hour. And then she mentioned them back saying, listen, I'm on lunch right now. We can talk. So they mentioned her and said, are you still in UK? She said, yes, City, why you ask that? And they would say, oh, I'm just curious. And they was like, you know what? I realized it's the name on your Facebook page is the same one on the IMVU. She said, yes, it's the same. I use the same thing as the Facebook and this one, and I gave my username. It's on my username. They said, what's your username? She was like, oh, give me a second. And I give you a username. And they said, all right, we're going to end it here because it's probably late in the United Kingdom and wherever here. So we're going to come back tomorrow and everything. So while they hang up, she mentions back the username. So they got the username and they created a freaking avatar at IMVU. And they created a female avatar. They searched Renee's name and they searched the username on her IMVU because he doesn't have it anymore. So they had to create one to search her name. And they came up with a female, 23 years old, live in Antarctica. I said, Antarctica? Girl? England, Antarctica, that's too... Okay, girl. So, but then they searched the phone number that was on the profile. Now, before, when he first started talking to her, it was no phone number on that profile page. But now she has a phone number, and it's registered to in Virginia. So she's not in the United Kingdom, she's in the United States. And I don't think she would have any United States number in UK. So I said, oh, girl. Selling more lies, more lies. So listen, all right, you know what? We need to cut to chase with this lady. She playing the games now. We know she's not Renee. We know she's using different pictures. We know she's not in the United Kingdom. She's in the United States. She has a phone number. So why she haven't been giving you the phone number if she has a phone number all this time? So you could talk because they never talked on the phone. So it was like, come on. So the guy said, listen, I know you're not this person. I know you're not a freaking Renee. I know all that stuff like that and everything. You need to show me your face. If you really care for me, we need to talk face to face. Here's the Zoom link. Boom, period. And I said, all right, you better straight to the point. You better do it. And she said, okay, give me a second. So she joined. And her name was Kashana. A nice dark-skinned girl, a beautiful girl. And she got on and she tells a story. And there's another catfish from last week that is not... You can't help to feel sorry for them. So they was rude, they was apologetic, they understand what they did was wrong, they had a sob story, they created this thing because they got a low self-esteem, they was confident in themselves, they was bullied, and this is similar story of this week than was last week. The people was bullied, so they was uncomfortable, so it was easy to create this persona, this profile, and be somebody else, and connect with people because they won't judge you. And I guess she created a white person profile even though she's black because she thinks that it would be more acceptable when people will talk to her on that app than when she was creating an avatar as a dark-skinned girl or being herself. So we understand. And she said it was easy to continue with that because he built a connection with a Renee. That with me, even though he was talking to me, but he was building a connection, so it was continue on. But she know it was wrong, and she knew she shouldn't have continued on this long. She wanted time, but it just so swept up that he got so comfortable with Renee. It was continuing to do that. He understand that. He did understand it. So it was like they all couldn't really go ham on her because she was owning her stuff, and she was just had something, and she just apologized. So she was hoping that he would continue to talk to her. Will you give me a second chance? I apologize. It was not my intention to hurt you and everything. It just that I was uncomfortable and everything because I was bullied by the color of my skin, all that stuff. So he said he's gonna get a second. So he colored his thoughts and he said, you know what? I didn't really care about her color of skin. She could have just came to me straight up, being herself, and I'd be okay because it was about the connection. So they got back online and they talked, and he decided he will give her a second chance. He will talk to her. He will see how it goes. He not necessarily will jump into the relationship, but he will give her a chance to rebuild the friendship up. And if it leads to a romantic relationship, then it will lead to that. And she was so happy. She was so relieved. She said, "Oh my, thank you so much, thank you and everything, all that stuff." And Neve said, no." Scooba said, "Add me on your Facebook now. Add me on your Facebook now." Right? And I was like, "Oh, you better go straight to the point. You better put your foot down or hook." And she said, "Oh my gosh, really?" And after the end of said and done, they both agreed to continue the conversation. Neve said, do that now. Do that now before we get off this Zoom. Do that now." And she said, "Really, really?" So she said she on Snapchat. She does Snapchat the most. That's another social media app I haven't been on like that. And I don't use that anymore. And so add him on Snapchat, and legit, they confirmed that she did add him, and they talked. The follow-up is they continue to have a conversation with each other and build connections, but not as romantic partners, but as a long-term friendship and rebuilding and connecting through their past history. So it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. Like I said, it was not another catfish that was so mean. Next week, all right, we got the story, good, kind-hearted catfish. Let's go back to the freaking aggressive, mean ones because we could roast them. I need that excitement, all right? But it wasn't a bad episode. It was a good learning lesson. So hopefully that she can be build more confidence, and just not just her, anybody else to build more confidence of being themselves. Because somebody will be out there who like you, okay? But please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how you feel about this episode or this review, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace.